What's going on, FG fam? Welcome to the 19th episode of the Miami Marlins franchise here on MLB The Show 21 on the Next Gen PS5. And today we have a lot of big-time divisional games that are probably going to make or break our playoff chances here down the stretch. And we are going to take a look at our Noah Syndergaard facing his former team in the New York Mets and Jacob deGrom. So a lot of big-time matchups on the way. Don't go anywhere. Starting today's episode off, we have the Braves and a 4-game set, and so far splitting that series with a 2-1 loss. Really had a chance there to take the 2-0 lead in the series. Then we lose by 2 in the third game, and we end up splitting the series with Atlanta. Then we go into a game against the New York Mets as advertised. It will be former allies going as adversaries in today's game in Jacob deGrom and Noah Syndergaard. deGrom 10-6 with a 2.32 ERA, so a pretty typical deGrom season. Really good ERA, but he does not have the help from his hitters to be able to get him wins. He gets a nice strikeout there, then Mike Trout going to ground out. I swear I did not plan that rhyme scheme. Anyways, there's Lindor making the play, and that'll bring up Noah Syndergaard in the bottom half of the inning. Record 7-8, but he's got a 3.25 ERA. It's been a kind of rocky up-and-down season for Syndergaard. A really good start, a couple of decent starts, a bad start here and there. He's got a great whip, though, but this one is headed deep out to left field. It is going to come off the left field wall and be a double. And the New York Mets find themselves with a runner in scoring position. Pete Alonso is struck out, though, and Syndergaard makes it through the first inning of work unscathed. Then into the top of the second, Eloy Jimenez sees one floating out to right field, and this one looking like it's in the bullpen. It is gone. Eloy Jimenez, 366 feet off of Jacob deGrom, and if you're going to beat deGrom, this is definitely one way to do it. You want to get to him early, and a solo shot from Jimenez gives the Marlins the 1-0 lead. Here's Javi Baez coming up now with a runner on second base, still here in the top of the second. That single into center will bring home the second run of the ball game as Brian Anderson crosses the plate. Now Eloy Jimenez later on in the top of the third. He comes right back up, and Jimenez this time is caught at the warning track, so that will end the top half of the third inning, and we go to the bottom half. James McCann to lead off that bottom half of the third, and McCann gives one a ride over the 370 wall in left center field. It is gone. James McCann going to bring the Mets back into this one, cutting the lead in half from 2-1. with a solo shot to lead off this inning. So James McCann does his part. Here's Dominic Smith in the bottom of the sixth with 2 away on a 3-2 pitch. And Dominic Smith over the right field wall by the 370 sign, about 375-ish. His 29th homer of the year, 418 feet way over the wall into the bullpens, and gone to tie this one up. So James McCann and Dominic Smith tying this one up. That's going to bring in Lucas Sims. He's 7-5 as a reliever with a 4.09 ERA, averaging about the same versus righties as lefties. Here's Corey Dickerson, and he gives one a ride in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Bombs aplenty in this Mets game at Citi Field. And Lucas Sims gives it up to Corey Dickerson. That's his 18th home run. We have some former Mets. That is a former Marlin hitting the bomb to give the Mets the 3-2 lead here in this one. And the New York Mets with a chance to get a come-from-behind victory at home today. Here is Edwin Diaz coming in to try to close this one out. A 3.63 ERA for him. He's 30 of 32 in his save opportunities. He's been really exceptional against right-handed batters, and he gets one there in Brian Anderson. He gets him swinging at that high heat. Then Javi Baez, another righty going down on the high heat. Two-seam fastball fools him there. 2 away in the top of the 9th, and the potential win right here. Bobby Bradley down the first baseline. And the Mets with a comeback victory. We don't like that as, you know, Marlins supporters here in this franchise, but the Mets with a big win at home at Citi Field. So Dominic Smith, player of the game, he hit a homer and a double. Matt Andres gets the win for the Mets. He had a scoreless inning, and Lucas Sims takes the L, giving up the game-winning solo shot hit by Corey Dickerson, who was 1 for 4 in the game. McCann's only hit was a homer, and Dom Smith 2 for 4 with that home run. Looking at our Marlins, we had a double from Anderson and Conforto, a homer from Jimenez and Baez with the RBIs. Syndergaard with a decent outing, but it just was not good enough to give us the win today. deGrom, just as good of an outing as Syndergaard. It was really the difference in the bullpens. So we lose the second game to the Mets 2-0. And then going here to try to avoid the sweep at Citi Field. This is a huge series. The Mets, the division leaders. Here's Nico Goodrum in the top of the 9th. That one gets through. A potential game-tying run is held up at third base. Here's Mike Trout. And Trout looking to maybe take this deep, but instead it is a high fly ball. John Birdie's going to tag and try to score from third, and Birdie will get there. The throw is not in time, so we are going to tie this ball game. We will see at least the bottom of the 9th. Here is a dribbler onto short, and that is taken care of, and we will go to the bottom of the 9th. Here's Brock Holt up at the plate, and he is frozen. We're going to extra innings. He doesn't like it. Here's Francisco Mejia in the top of the 10th inning. And Mejia, this one's going to get caught. And unlooking at this, we're going to get caught in a double play. Here comes Casey Golden up at the plate now. And Golden with a fly ball to center. That is caught as well. And we will go to the bottom half of the 10th inning where Guillermo Marquez will come in. He is 3-1 on the season and 48 appearances with a 3.81 ERA. Runner starting at second base and a ripper down the left field line. This could do it for the game. The throw to the plate is not in time, and Brock Holt is going to come home to give the Mets the victory. Francisco Lindor with the game-winning hit down the left field line, and the New York Mets in walk-off fashion get the win at Citi Field to sweep our Miami Marlins. Casey Golden gets the loss, even though he really did not pitch, but that's fine, whatever. Max Meyer, 3 earned runs. Unbelievable. I don't know how Marquez did not get the loss in this game. I'm a little confused. Walker, Taijuan Walker, he had 3 earned runs in his start as well. But now going up against the Philadelphia Phillies and still looking really bad in this divisional stretch that is really oh so important for our wild card chances. Lost 2 straight to Philly, and we get swept by Philly. I do have critical situations on. That is kind of what I'm looking for. A couple of critical situations here. We'll get a full game probably going later on against the Padres. Colorado Rockies, we got a spot here where we could take a 2-0 series lead in this 3-game set. But the Rockies are up 6-5. We're in the bottom of the 9th trying to get this win, but instead it is a strikeout that will give the Colorado Rockies a 6-5 win on the road here at South Beach Park, and just a lot of little tiny fails that we just cannot have happen if we are going to become a playoff team. Max Meyer gets the loss, 5 innings pitched. He gave up 4 earned. Austin Gomber gets the win in that one for the Colorado Rockies. So then in the rubber game, Roberto Osuna gets hurt in it, and we lose 8-3 to Colorado. So dropping 2 out of 3 to Colorado is not going to look pretty. We beat San Diego 4-1 in the first game. We got a little critical situation here. San Diego is up 6-5, but it seems like we're trying to make a bit of a comeback here. And this hit is caught out in left field. So 2 away in the top of the ninth for Javi Baez, who's leading off in this game. And Javi Baez takes that to right, and that is caught as well. Just no clutch performances here in these games that could get us closer to where we want to be, which is a wild card spot in the National League playoffs. Jake Cronenworth hit 3 home runs in the ball game. Yu Darvish gets the win. Noah Syndergaard, another loss for him. He gave up 5 earned in the game. So San Diego takes 2 out of 3 against us. We're back up against Colorado. This West Coast, East Coast battle. And the Blue Wahoos facing an injury of Victor Mesa. We got a shot here. We are up 2-0. Alcantara trying to get the shutout in this game. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and Wilmer Defoe takes that into right field for a base hit. So Alcantara still trusted on the mound. Here's Charlie Blackmon, and that is gone. No doubter into the bullpen. And Charlie Blackmon showboating his way around first base, a 445-foot bomb, his 24th of the year, and it is going to give the Colorado Rockies a much better chance at winning this game and embarrassing us further in this season. Charlie Blackmon ties it up in the bottom of the ninth. Now we just got to not give it up, so that Alcantara stays in. He gets a couple of outs here, and then this one hit deep out to right field. Nobody's going to get there. No shot on that one. And an opportunity for a triple is going to be taken hands down by Garrett Hampson. So now Lucas Sims going to come in, and he's the one entrusted with keeping Hampson from crossing that plate. 7-6 record. We know what he's been up to, and there's the big strikeout to end the ninth. So we do get our way into extra innings, but it shouldn't have gotten this far. Brian McMahon going to come in to pinch hit. He has 8 home runs on the season, a .263 average. He's a trusted hitter here on this team, and a former Rocky. Opportunity to get some Rocky revenge, but instead he'll take an out. But he does get the runner over with just 1 away. Here's John Birdie. This is a dribbler. It's going to score the runner, and Birdie is out at first base. Jeris Familia giving up the leading run in the top half of the 10th. So Osuna entrusted to close it out. He's got a 1.63 ERA for the season. He's been having a great season. But this wild pitch gets away from him, and a free bag for the free runner. So here is a pop-up, and the catcher should have this one and does. So we're in pretty decent shape, I guess, if we can get a strikeout here, and that is what Osuna does. Gets the strikeout on that nasty-looking slider. Here's Jose Peraza. This is the guy we need to get, and there it is. Roberto Osuna gets through it despite a wild pitch to move the main runner over to third. Osuna ends up closing it out, and Miami gets a 3-2 win. Mike Trout's happy about it. He is happy to be on a team that is building around him, and we're going to look to do that in the offseason, wild card or not. Brian Anderson, 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 ribbies. Lucas Sims pitched a third of an inning, and it was scoreless. There's Jeris Familia taking the loss, though. Chance to possibly get a sweep against the Rockies is squandered with a 5-0 loss. And then in that 4th game, Noah Syndergaard was going for a shutout in this one. Did not feel the need to have to jump in. We did get a 6-0 win with Syndergaard in that one. So taking 3 out of 4, good news. That gets us back up to 4 games above 500. And now taking on the San Diego Padres again. We lost the first game of the set, but we're going to take a look at this Max Meyer versus Blake Snell matchup. Padres already have 87 wins on the season. They will no doubt be a wild card team at the very least. Max Meyer, 7-5 with a 2.34 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP. Might he be the next Jacob deGrom in this division? It is possible. There he is, getting Tatis frozen in the first inning with a big strikeout. Then Jake Cronenworth coming up. He goes down Nasty slider from Max Meyer, fooling Cronenworth. 2 straight strikeouts, and there's a 3rd strikeout after walking a batter. So, 3 outs, all by way of strikeout, and that brings up Blake Snell here in the bottom half. 8-7 on his season. Not a great year for Mr. Snelly. 4.21 ERA, 134 whip. Here is a big hit for Mike Trout out to right field, and it is over the wall and into the fountain. Mike Trout with his 26th home run of the year. That's not a lot of home runs for a one Mike Trout, but a 3-run blast to start the Marlins off right here in the bottom half of the 1st inning, right off of Blake Snell, immediately getting blitzed. Then we go to the top of the 2nd. Here's Austin Nola. He's trying to bring his team back, and this one out to left center field and gone itself. A big solo shot for Austin Nola, traveling 414 feet, and his 12th home run of the season is going to make it 3-1 until Nico Goodrum comes up with a 2-run blast into the right field fountain. 388 feet for Goodrum, 5 homers on the season, and now Mike Trout again, a perfect. This one is blasted to straightaway center field, and it is gone. A 2-run shot for Mike Trout. Make it 27 on the season. 431 feet. Here's Manny Machado, and Machado's got one going deep. Machado right center field, and it is gone into the lazy river, and it bounces off the wall of the lazy river. 30th of the year for Machado. Max Meyer will leave after giving up 2. So Alexis Sanchez in the game now, and Sanchez giving up a 2-run blast to Adam Hazley. His 3rd home run of the year. Make it 8-4. Here's another bomb. South Beach Park went from a park you couldn't hit bombs at to a park everyone's hitting bombs at this season. Fernando Tatis Jr. hitting the big blast there. Out to left field, a 400-foot bomb, 97 exit velocity. And Roberto Osuna's going to have his chance here, but it's going to be a lot tighter than he was projecting. A 3-run lead here. Osuna wasn't projected to even come into this game at one point, but here he is, and there's out number 1. The throw onto first base is in time. Here's Jake Cronenworth. This one bouncing over to short. Javi Baez trying to start the 2-bag, and no good on the double play. So they remain with a man at first, and Manny Machado hits this one up the middle. So now 2 in scoring position. The game-tying run at the plate for Matt Olson, and that is what he's going to do. Matt Olson out to right field into the fountain it goes. And a 3-run blast from a big pickup by the Padres. His 30th home run of the season, 366 feet. Here's Austin Nola, and he's going to hit a blast right after that. Osuna is just done. And Nola with his 13th homer of the year, his 2nd of the game. 355 feet. It is over the wall. And Keone Keela coming into the game, 47 of 51 on his save opportunities. We'll see if we can ruin it. Nico Goodrum doesn't get good wood on this one on a 3-2 count, and that'll be the 2nd out of the bottom of the 9th. Here's Conforto. Can he save the day? Well, I guess he can't save the day every day as they throw him out at first successfully to get a crazy come-from-behind win. And the Padres will take a 2-game sweep here at South Beach Park over our Miami Marlins. Disappointing. Austin Nola, player of the game. He was 3 for 4 with 2 homers, both solo shots. Osuna's going to take the L big time for this one. Absolutely no reason to come into the game with a 3-run lead and blow that save. But he did it. Keone Keela will get the save for the Padres as they score 4 in the top half of the 9th inning to get the win. Max Meyer getting hurt in the game. He'll be out for a day or 2, just a little soreness. So we will get to see him again later on. Actually, it wasn't a 2-game set. My bad. Totally screwed that up. That's on me. Ben Guillen is a guy we're looking to bring up in the September call-up section. He's a 75 now, was one of our better draft picks. Another one of our great draft picks, Nicholas Boucher. He's been really killing it in AAA with a 2.93 ERA, and it's time to see what he can do up in the majors. We're going to add him to the 40-man. We're going to throw him up in the majors, and we'll see what Boucher can do. We're going to get him a start here relatively soon, probably at the beginning of next episode. Here's a chance for Roberto Osuna to close a game out. Didn't feel like jumping on in that one, but we did get the win, and that prevented a 3-game sweep from the San Diego Padres. So there's the correction on that. The Philadelphia Phillies, we go up against them, and we didn't have great success last month against them, but here in the month of September, we have a shot as we take 2 out of 3 against them. Nicholas Boucher got hurt, which means they brought him in where he did not belong. So now Nicholas Boucher is no longer injured, and now he is scheduled to make his very first MLB start. Unfortunately, as you can see, he pitched a third of an inning in relief for no reason. I did not have him in relief, and his ERA is a 54 already. So unfortunately, that is what's going to happen. This is the game that he was brought in, and he gave up 2 runs in the span of a third of an inning for a 54 ERA. It's nothing we can't fix with a very good outing from him, though. As we take a look at the stats here, Conforto leads the team. He's got 33 homers, 86 ribbies. Mike Trout having a pretty down year for somebody named Mike Trout. 29 homers, 82 ribbies. Baez has 26. Brian Anderson has 20. Those are our home run leaders. Bradley's in the teens, as is Casey Golden. I'm pretty proud of the way he has played as a young player. All of our ERAs are pretty good, with the exception of Eliezer Hernandez, who is now in the pen. We're waiting for Sixto Sanchez to come off of the injured list. That's why Boucher is getting a start. We're going to see what he can do. Let the young guys play. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, as we are really fighting to stay alive in the wild card race here down the stretch. Wondering what is going to happen. We'll also be taking a look at if our minor league teams can make the playoffs. We do not expect the Jumbo Shrimps to have a shot, but the Blue Wahoos in AA have a shot. Bobby Robinson's playing really, really well. Now, we know he's a C potential, and he's probably not really going to factor into our long-term plans, but if Bobby Robinson can up his stock and become a very good bench bat, somebody maybe we can get something for down the line, that could be really, really nice for us, as we are 70-64, 7.5 games out of first place in the NL East, which is now tied between the Mets and Nationals. Cardinals lead the Central. Padres lead the West by 14 games. No surprise there. Dodgers are leading the wild card by about a game against the Mets and the Nationals. We're 7.5 out of the wild card as well. So we've actually, since the Trout trade, lost ground in the wild card race. So for those of you who are like, it's unrealistic, what are you doing? It's not really helped us all that much, to be real with you. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, 13 games back, so there is literally no chance they're going to make it. Their elimination number is 4. 4 losses will get them eliminated for sure. The Blue Wahoos are currently leading the AA South second half by a game. Biscuits won the first half. It's always the Blue Wahoos and the Biscuits so far in this series. We have fought brilliantly against them this season. We'll see if we can continue that fight in the next episode. Blue Wahoos will take a front seat, but we will also get the debut of Nicholas Boucher next episode. What are your expectations for Nicholas Boucher? Let me know that in the comments section below. If you're still watching and the series wasn't completely ruined from the Mike Trout trade, just let me know. What do you think? What do you think so far? I mean, Mike Trout hasn't really worked out 100% for our team thus far. Let me know that in the comments section below. Mike Trout is getting better, though. He's starting to get his numbers back to where they should be, so he should be a pretty decent building block for next season. But what moves do you think need to get made in the offseason? That's something I want to know in the comments section as well. Make sure you guys check out my Twitch. That is in the description. I do stream every single Tuesday here on YouTube at 8:30, 9 o'clock Eastern. Just look out for when I set up those go live notification things, because you can always get in the chat a little bit early. So check that out. I also stream on Twitch. I'm going to be trying to stream on Twitch pretty much every day at some point, whether it's earlier, later, midnight, whatever it happens to be. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you drop the like on the video to continue the support. Share it anywhere you can, and I'll see you next time.